Hey everybody, Ace here. Just wanted to do this video offline, off stream, because of some game news showed up, and it's something I've been trying to do is keep up with gaming news. So as I'm recording this, 2 nights ago on stream, I um, went ahead and said on stream that I did not get a chance to check out the Summer Game Fest. However, I did on stream check out the list of games that was announced. And from what it seemed like, from what other people's reactions are, and what the from what appears on the list of games there, that it wasn't that great. I even checked out a poll too. Um, it looked like for the most part, it wasn't a great like Summer Game Fest. Now that is, I guess that's to be expected when we are kind of in between big releases for the most part. We had a ton of releases last year, so we're kind of to the point where like things are really slowed down. There is still big games on the way. They're just not coming out until either between the end of this year and like beginning or even halfway through the end of like 2026. So it's like we have a few that have been in development that are coming out at that point, but all the companies that just had like big releases last year, are just now starting on the next projects, and so those games we're not obviously going to be getting those until 2027, 2028. So we're at that point. Now, the interesting thing though is today, as I'm recording this, we had the Xbox showcase. That is something that the Xbox does every year, around the same time as the Summer Game Fest, just to kind of add on to the other slew of third party. Just these are just the games coming out in general for like all consoles and platforms and whatnot. And so for Xbox showcase this year, it was actually really good. I actually watched it. I had a chance to watch it live and everything. It was actually good showcase. I was really impressed. I think in the past it's always been like man, like maybe one game appears on the ends up on my interested list, or even ends up in the ooh, I'm looking forward to that, but the rest of the games are like meh. But this one was actually really good. I was actually shocked. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. It really hit off. Microsoft really did good this year. So I just wanted to kind of go through that as well, real quick. I did also want to mention Kingdom Hearts because I need to talk about Kingdom Hearts real quick. I did mention this on past streams, but and as well as on live and everything. But Kingdom Hearts is coming to Steam, so it's going to be available on two different platforms on PC. But and as the rest of the Kingdom Hearts community are really looking forward to it being on Steam, because then we'll have an opportunity to then play it on the Steam Deck. And we did actually recently get confirmation that yes, it is going to be Steam Deck compatible. It'll be available to play, and it's going to play well because they're going to make sure that that's part of the process of it getting on Steam, is that they're also going to make sure it plays on the Steam Deck as well. It will be Steam Deck verified pretty much. And so they actually did. There was an IGN live. I don't know if it was after the Xbox showcase or before. Around the time of the Xbox showcase when they had the IGN live, and there was it was like a live event that they think they were streaming as well, or maybe, and there was some pictures being taken whatever online. But they did have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 available on Steam Decks at the Age IGN Live event, and so people who were there got to play it. I don't think it was a public event per se. I think like the people who actually were there, I think were just mostly just press for the most part. But yeah, but they did. Pictures did show up online of Kingdom Hearts running on the Steam Deck, and there was even controls and everything. So this is for sure confirmed that we're getting that. I'm super looking forward to that. It's coming out in I believe coming this week, actually. I believe on the 13th. Yes, on the 13th. So yeah, super looking forward to that. I am going to be getting these. I actually, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I will be continuing my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts on stream. So you can go ahead and head over to Twitch and follow me and everything, and so you'll get notified when I go live and start playing it. So that's gonna be coming up really soon here. We're going to continue on with Kingdom Hearts 1 and then move on from there in the future. But yeah, so going back to the Xbox showcase, so there was a lot of games that were shown off. Which is really cool. I do like that there was a lot of games being shown off. And I actually do have, instead of like prior years, like I said, there was always maybe one or two games that were like of interest or was really looking forward to. This one actually had quite a bit. Actually, there was a good number of games on both those lists. But I also want to mention a few others as well that I had some comments on. But we'll get to that. So the games that like are my highlights of this were Doom Dark Ages. I am a huge Doom guy. I've been playing Doom since I was little, when I shouldn't have been playing it, but I was playing anyways. Being a '90s kid, Doom was one of those games. So yeah, and still to this day, I love Doom. I played it on stream a few times, and yeah, I have clips and stuff of me playing Doom. So I have a bunch of the Doom games, and so this is just another good thing to look forward to. Metal Gear Delta gameplay. Really, I'm super hyped about this game. We didn't get a due date for that. And also going back to Doom, I believe that's coming out next year in 2025. They didn't have a specific date, but they did say it was coming out in 2025. But back to Metal Gear, we still don't have a date for it, but they did show off gameplay, which was really nice. Again, super looking forward to that. Perfect Dark. I believe we got a 2025 release for this as well. Again, no specific date, because it is still a bit development, which I was really happy that this showed up, because we had just been hearing things about like how it's in development hell and they're having all kinds of problems. So it was nice that it was a really nice surprise of like, oh, by the way, we're still working on it. It's still coming. It's actually we got a lot of progress made. Here's some gameplay, and we actually saw gameplay. It was great. I don't know if this is like a remake. It just says Perfect Dark, so I'm assuming it's like not really necessarily a remake, but more of like a reboot of the franchise. Because the original Perfect Dark was essentially just it was a way for Rare to make another, James Bond GoldenEye clone, like another game without actually making it a James Bond game. I think they just saw that this type of gameplay is really awesome, and they want to make more, but they probably couldn't get like the license or whatever. So like, let's just make another our own thing and use the same exact engine and gameplay and everything. That's literally what they did. So and then Microsoft bought it, and they kind of messed up with when they released, was it Perfect Dark Zero? That was not a good game at all. Unfortunately, I did not like it at all when I was a kid, and I probably wouldn't like it even more if I played it today. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It is coming later this year, and it looks great. They had a big long trailer for that. It was probably like 10 minutes. It kept going too. I'm like, wow, this is really going. It seemed like there's gonna be a lot of long cut scenes, kind of Square Enix-esque in a way, where it's just like or like even Metal Gear, where you're just putting the game down and just letting the cutscene go for a while and just enjoying that. So again, super looking forward to that. That looks really cool. I love the gameplay. It seems like the developers are putting a lot of love and care into the game. They're not just trying to get a Indiana Jones game out. They're legit trying to do this. So another one looking forward to. And then the last one was something that is not a continuation or an addition or whatever to an existing franchise, but it's a brand new IP. This one's called Expedition 33. This one doesn't have a release date, from what it appears, but it is basically an RPG turn-based game. It reminds me of a few different things. It reminds me of like Persona. It also reminds me of like Final Fantasy Type 0, in the sense that you're playing these characters all with the same uniforms, whatever, and the fact that it's an RPG. But it also has this like Bloodborne kind of look to it as well. Like the world itself kind of just feels like kind of Bloodborne. In a way, not not 100%, but in a way kind of feels that way. It's like post-apocalyptic almost looking, and it's very dark fantasy looking. There was a lot of vibes there. That's just kind of how I looked at it. Hoping we get a release date. I definitely will be checking it out. And then there's a list of interesting games, not necessarily ones I'm looking forward to, ones that I may or may not check out. No, probably not even like right at release, probably down the line after release. But so Fable is actually, I'm gonna start with Fable. Now Fable is actually kind of on the line. I may actually check out Fable at release. It still hasn't caught me yet, so that's why it's kind of on the interest, because I'm interested in it and I want to see more gameplay, because we still have not got a lot of gameplay. This new trailer showed off a little bit of gameplay, but it was mostly still cinematics and trying to explain the world of Fable. I believe this is again another reboot to the franchise. It's not a Fable 6 in a way. It's more like just this is new Fable, so we don't have to necessarily rely on past the past games to know what's going on in the story. This is a brand new thing. Fragpunk was another interesting one. It's an FPS kind of game. It's really similar to, I would say, Apex Legends. You're playing as specific characters. The difference between this and other games like that, even Overwatch, is like you you get like cards, and the cards do specific things, and they seem like they do kind of like cheat codes in a way. It's like you get a card, and one card showed off that you created grass, and he was gonna be able to hide in the grass. Another one created like big head mode, which is really cool. It's kind of like a throwback to the old games when I was a kid, when we had cheat codes, and the cheat codes would do certain things, like even big head mode. It was like, what's the point of big head mode? I don't know. It's funny looking. Yeah, that one's interesting. I'm not 100% sold on it yet. I normally am not with those kind of games, but since there's so many of them, like out of all the FPS, online FPS games, the only one that I really enjoy from time to time when I do end up getting to play those kind of games is Apex Legends. And even then, I'm like, let's go back to my RPGs. Mecha Break. So I haven't played a mecha game in a long time. I'm really picky when it comes to the kind of mecha games. Like Armored Core 6 I didn't even care for Armored Core 6. Not that I'm saying it's a bad game or anything. I didn't even played those games. That's the thing. I didn't even know Armored Core was even a thing until like Armored Core 6 was coming out. And I'm like, there's a 1 through 5. I didn't know. Like, it was kind of weird. It just seemed like it was such a niche game, and suddenly Armored Core 6 comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Armored Core 6!" I'm like, "What? I've never heard of these games. What's going on?" And I apologize. Have not been talking about the release dates for these. So real quick, for Fable, for Fable and Mecha Break, those both have a 2025 release. Again, don't have an exact date. Fragpunk looks like they still have a lot of development to do, so they don't have a release date yet. And also for Mecha Break, it looks like there was a closed beta in August. Mecha Break also, I think if I look a little more into it, I think I might pick that up. Maybe not right away, but I might pick it up, like a little after it comes out. And then for Starfield Shattered Space, later this year is basically a new expansion, and that one's supposed to be dropping. There's not an exact date, but it's supposed to come out later this year. So I think I've talked about how I feel about Starfield. It's not that great. At first, I was kind of into it, and then as I continued playing, I got less and less interested, to the point where I couldn't even finish it. I do know that they're making updates. They're trying to improve the game. So I want to say that probably by the time that Shattered Space comes out, I might go check it out. But yeah, it's an right now still. So there's other games that I wanted to mention real quick. Diablo 4 has an expansion coming out later this year, I believe. So Diablo 4 Vessels of Hatred, that drops later this year in October. And this one Diablo 4 again was something where like it was kind of like Starfield, where like I was into it when I first started, and then I dropped out. But I think I dropped out even quicker with Diablo 4. So I haven't even completed it really. It just hasn't. It had a hard time keeping me. Um, so maybe one day I'll get back to try and finishing it. Fallout 76. I don't know why they're. I mean, I get why there's expansion coming out for it. I believe also that is again later this year in like around October or something like that. No, I'm sorry, in June. So it's in June. So actually, yeah, fucking June 12th. So it's in just a couple of days. And yeah, I mean, I get it because the Fall TV show, but because that hype, because the Fall TV show was really good. I enjoyed the hell of it. And I'm super looking forward to season 2. But the Fallout 76 expansion just Fallout 76 was another game just like Diablo, where like I was into it at first. It was like just more like Starfield, where I was into it at first, and then I just dropped out after a while. I couldn't finish it. There are 2 other games I wanted to mention, which is Mixtape and South of Midnight. So these games I wanted to mention at the same time. Mixtape is a game where it's like you're these teenagers and they're going on an adventure. It seems like it's like a interactive movie in a way, or interactive TV show or something like that. South of Midnight is a platformer. But the reason why I wanted to mention both these together is that they're both doing this low frame rate kind animation in a similar vein of the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movies, like Miles Morales movies. And it's just, I don't know, these games are just like ugh. I kind of like stopped caring. I was like I get what you're doing. I get you're trying to be artistic, you're trying to be different, but it just doesn't work. I'm sorry, the whole like low frame rate thing doesn't work. There's a reason why like I tried the Miles Morales skin in the Spider-Man games. I had it on for like 5 minutes, and then I took it off. I never put it back on because of the frame rate. I think it's cool. It's a cool thing to do, but not for a video game. Like it needs to be a movie. If you're trying to have this low frame rate, cartoonish story about these teenagers doing what I'm assuming is a coming of age kind of story, just do it as a movie. Just do it as a TV show. Because I bet you the whole thing's mostly just cutscenes anyways. So what's the point of making it a video game? Well, I mean, because you're probably going to be sitting there watching cutscenes, and then at some point it's going to have you tell you, press this button to do this, and press this to do that, and interact with the environment, and walk around a little bit, and check the place out. Like, I don't get it. To me, I don't get it. It's a niche thing, and I'm pretty sure that there's an audience there. There's probably going to be a group of people that are like, oh my god, this is so cool. You know, it probably could, it probably falls under the people who also like the strange... what's it, the Stranger Life is Strange, sorry, which that's another thing. We got another Life is Strange game, and it got announced, but that's something I was just like, I'm not gonna talk about it because I'm just not into Life is Strange. Unfortunately, it's just not that game for me. Yeah, that was just the games I wanted to mention. There was a whole lot more. Like I said, the Life is Strange, and then there was like this indie kind of rat one, Stalker 2, and Wu Chang, and there was just some other things. It was like World of Warcraft's getting another expansion, and then the other thing to mention too was we're getting new Xbox consoles. These are just digital only ones, so the Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X. I don't get why there's a new Xbox Series S digital. I think the only difference is that they got bigger hard drives. I think that's literally the only difference. With the new Series S, this is 2 terabytes rather than like 500 gigs or a terabyte, whatever it is on the old one. And then just the Series X, which is just digital. It's just basically no hard drive. This is the Series, but it's also white. So, but they do also have a new regular Series X coming out, which is it's a special edition thing. Galaxy Black, which is just like it's got like these dots all over it, which it's black with white speckles, so it's supposed to look like the stars and everything. and it's got 2 terabytes. So it's basically just a regular. It just took a regular. They took a regular Series X, put a 2 terabyte hard drive in it, put some speckles on it, and called it a day. Like they're like, here you go, special edition. Okay, sure. But yeah, so that was all the gaming news we got this weekend. I don't know if there's any more coming. So we'll probably be kind of calming down on the gaming news at this point. With me, there's been a lot of gaming news lately, and that's why I've been making all these videos. So, but I will, be keeping up with them, as time goes on. That's all the gaming news, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Give this video a like, thumbs up, hit that bell notification if you have that. Follow me over on Twitch. That's where I'm mainly at these days, but I do try to come over here for regular videos and highlights and things like that. But yeah, thank you all so much. I will see you in the next video and or on Twitch. See you later.